What's up, YouTube? This is me, Agent Dave, aka Fanatical for Jesus, aka Dawei, aka David Chu. Alright, I just want to talk about something, but before I get to it, I just want to, I mean, I just want to tell you guys that I just got out of the hospital and I feel a lot better. I really do. I'm glad that I went in there to get my head straight, and I do thank you. The ones who showed me support, I do thank you a lot. I appreciate it. And the ones who just talk shit on the video, like, I don't really give a shit what you guys say, really. Like, honestly, I don't really give a shit what any of you said. So, you can hate all you want. I don't really care. But the ones who did show me support, I do appreciate it, and I love you guys for that. Anyways, so I want to talk about something that I was thinking about while I was in the hospital. Well, I've been thinking about it for a while now, even before I was in the hospital. But and it's this whole concept about there being the one. And I've heard a lot of Reformed Christians talk about there's no such thing as the one, and in a way, I kind of understand that but I do believe that there is the one. Like, I don't believe it in the same sense as the Greco-Roman version of the one, because I don't believe in how I don't believe in the Greco-Roman version of love. So of course I wouldn't believe in the Greco-Roman version of the one. But I do believe that there is the one specific person for each individual out there. And here's why I believe that. Because if I believe that it is very consistent with Reformed theology. I know a lot of Reformed people probably disagree with me about this, but I think that it is very consistent with Reformed theology. And because if you truly understand the providence of God and how God is sovereign over every minute detail in the entire world, like if you are in the universe at large, if you truly believe that, then you have to believe that God has predestined specific individuals for each single person. Like, nothing happens by accident. So when someone meets someone that they end up truly loving, when they meet that person and they end up getting married or they're together forever, that is God's predestination. God predestined that person to be with you. So in that sense, that person is the one for you because God predestined it. Now, I don't believe in, just like going out there and like recreational dating until you find the one. Like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe that it's just happenstance, that it happens by accident. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't believe that it's just something that you accidentally stumble upon when you're dating people. No, I believe that God has predestined that specific person to be in your life because it just makes sense. God is sovereign over every minute detail that goes on in the world. So that means He has to predestine specific individuals for each and every single person. I mean, now, does this say anything about people who remain single for the rest of their life? Like, well, if they remain single for the rest of their life, that's God's predestination too. God predestined them to be single. But I'm talking about the ones who do find the people that they love. And I'm saying that is God's predestination for them. Like, God predestined for those two people to be together. And if you try and say that's not God's predestination, that God doesn't predestine people to be with that specific person that they're with, then you are saying that something is happening outside of the will of God. And a lot of Reformed Christians are pretty much saying that when they say there is no such thing as the one. They're saying that what they're essentially saying is that something can happen outside of the will of God. Because if God didn't predestine this person A, to be with person B, if He didn't predestine that to happen, then that means person A got with person B, and that they got with that person outside of the will of God. And I am not willing to say that something can happen outside of the will of God, and I don't think any Reformed Christian should be willing to say that either. But for some reason, so many Reformed Christians out there seem to be willing to say that something can happen and does happen outside of the will of God. So many of them out there say that. And I don't really think that they really think through the implications of what they're saying. They haven't really thought too deeply on it. That's why they just willingly accept the idea that there's no such thing as a one. They just willingly accept that. But like I said, if you accept that notion that there's no such thing as the one, then you are essentially saying that person A and person B got together outside of the will of God. And I don't believe that's what the Bible supports. The Bible says that God is sovereign over everything that happens in this universe. And person A getting with person B is something that happens in this universe. So therefore, person A getting with person B has to be under the sovereignty of God. So it's just really simple logic. When person A meets person B and they get together, that's because God predestined it to happen. I don't understand why Reformed Christians, they say that they believe that God is provident, that God is sovereign over everything that happens, but then at the same time they deny that there's a such thing as that specific person for each person out there. They deny that. And then I believe that it's not very consistent with Reformed theology. It's not very consistent with the doctrine of God's providence. And I know I'm going to get some Reformed Christians that might disagree with me on this, but I'm pretty sure that if they really think about this issue, that they'll come to the same conclusion that I have come to. And I mean, it's just consistent. It's consistent with Reformed theology. It is. It's consistent with the belief that God is sovereign over the entire universe and every minute detail that goes on in the entire universe. Like, I mean, it's just, if you believe that consistently, then you have to believe that person A meeting person B is because God predestined that to happen. If God predestined that to happen, then that means person A was meant to be with person B, and that means that person B is person A's the one. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to rate and subscribe. Alright, have a good day. God bless you. And stay awesome, Gotham. Deuces.